Yo, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is Apex Boom. Welcome back. Today we have 3 live cops, and that will consist of the Jordan Retro 11 Low Legend Blues, the Jordan Retro 11 Low Citrus, and also the Jordan 1 Shadow 2.0s that all dropped within this prior week. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, so now we have the first drop of the day. We have the Jordan Retro 11 Low Citrus that dropped on Footsites, and that was my main priority because honestly at first I was not going to go for these, but if you guys know, like I know, the Citrus are a beautiful shoe and they look amazing in hand. Granted, let me say this right now, I don't know what they look like in hand, so I don't even know why I said that, but if you guys may or may not know, for those who went for this release, for those who got their pairs shipped, congratulations. People like me who weren't so lucky got their orders put on, what, I don't know, what would you call it, back order, I guess, I'm not sure. Basically where they Footsites, Foot Locker, and I forgot whoever else I hit for, they emailed me saying that there's a delay in shipment. So if I don't, I guess, get any shipment details or any notifications or emails within 2 weeks, then my orders may be canceled. So fingers crossed they won't be canceled, but all we can do is wait until then. But these shoes look absolutely phenomenal. If I get my pairs, I'm so excited to see what they look like. So as you guys always know, the daily routine: try to start your task a few minutes beforehand, or wait until staff in the respective bot Discord that you're in, that you're going to be running, tells you to start your task, so you can save on data and you don't burn all your data just in case a queue is up. So I was doing that, and you know, you guys know how it is with Footsites. Set it and you forget it until capture pops up, then you got to solve it. So you can't be too far away from your PC. You can't just like go and like lay down in bed and just take a nap. You can't do that. You have to be watching and wait for capture to pop up, because if you don't solve capture, none of your tasks will be able to actually try to check out, because you have to solve data dome. So I'm just doing that. Luckily I didn't have to solve any data dome. Shouts out to Nocturnal Proxies for always holding it down, and shout out to all my sponsors. But one thing I'm going to start doing is I'm going to have a section in the video where I go over which proxies I use in particular for a video and which ones had success, so you guys have a more general consensus to what I'm running and what has success. And don't get me wrong, all of my proxies, all sponsors, they work great, and they specialize in different sites that work better than others. But for me, for the most part, Nocturnal Proxies space always work consistently well. And / always work consistently well on Footsites for me, without a doubt. So I'm running, then I notice I get my first checkout. Boom. I'm like, okay, cool. Getting the thing started off strong. We got our first checkout of the day. Then we get another one. Boom. And you know, at this point, I can't remember what sizes I went for in particularly, but I think I went for random sizes, I think, if I'm being honest. So I kept on running. I got another. Boom, that's 3 pairs so far. I'm checking my emails at the same time to see if I'm getting any cancels. No cancels so far. We are clean, we are good to go. So maybe a little bit longer later we get another checkout, and by this time I'm like, okay, cool, Prism is doing the dance for me right now. I am very, very satisfied. It's not like I'm hitting like a million, you know, it's not like I'm hitting a million hitting a million of anything, but you know, I'm hyped. So I get a few more checkouts. So right now I'm at a total of 5 pair, and I stop right then. So I stop my task and I'm like, okay, I'm satisfied, I'm done. Then I went to check StockX, and I saw that prices started to shoot up on these, and I immediately started my task again. And when I started my task again, I ended up getting 2 more right off the rip for a grand total of 7 pair. Now the thing I will say though about this is that those last 3 pair I got PV instantly. So that means I got a grand total of 4 pair in all. So all in all, not too bad. So as far as it goes with the video, we have 4 pairs so far. So let's go on to the next drop, which are the Jordan Retro 11 Low Legend Blue. Let's go. All right, on to the next one. We have the Jordan Retro 11 Low Legend Blues that dropped on Footsites. They also dropped on a few other sites as well, but my main priority was Footsites for this release. And if I'm being honest with you guys, I was honestly very skeptical at first about going for this release because I just didn't know what could happen. You guys know I don't like hanging on to bricks too often because I would like to have my money front and up forward to go and sell my shoes and make my profit. I'm only fine with holding a few particular pair of shoes, and you guys should know there are shoes that already have profit in them so far. I don't want to have a shoe that depreciates and I have to wait over time for it to depreciate, which is completely fine though. That's the whole nature in the game of sneaker reselling. But for me personally, my personal preference, I would rather have shoes that already have profit in them and just hold on until that way, so it does nothing but appreciate even more over time, over the next few months or to a year. So started my task, didn't know what to expect because I wasn't sure how many I was going to hit because like I said, I was very skeptical at first. So one thing I decided to do was go for nothing but 7.5 because at the time on StockX, those were the highest ask. So I ran nothing but size 7.5 and I just let it run and started my Prism task. And not immediately, but after waiting a few minutes, I started getting some carts and those carts started checking out. Now I was like, okay, cool. All right, don't. I was talking to myself. I'm like, all right, now whatever you do not overdo it. Don't overdo it. Don't try to go and hit like 6, 7, 8 pair when you do not want to. So once I got the first pair, I was like, okay, cool. I'm only gonna try to get a few more, and that's it. So still letting my task run. Boom, I got another 7.5 Champ Sports. And I continue to let my task run, and boom, I got the very last one. So I got a grand total of 3 pair from this one, and they all stuck. Now here's the crazy thing I would tell you about with this release though. So all of my orders, they all stuck, and I got 2 shipping confirmations. Now the weird thing about it is I ended up receiving an email from Foot Locker. No, what did I buy these? No, Champ Sports, I'm sorry. I think Champ Sports, I think so, I'm not sure. But I think from Champ Sports saying that they ran out of stock in the size that I purchased, and they're gonna send me a refund. And I'm like, oh, okay. So basically I got my order canceled almost a week later, which is, I mean, it happens because it's happened before, but it's, you know, it's annoying when things like that happen. So that was the one cancel I did get. Granted, all 3 stuck. There were no PVs, but I received an email later saying that they canceled the order because they ran out of stock in my particular size. So as far as it goes, we got 2 Legend Blues that shipped and they have arrived. Now, so far that makes a grand total of 6 pair in all that have been hit. Now, without further ado, let's go on to the main event, which are the Jordan 1 Shadow 2.0s. I will see you guys there. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we have the main event of the video. We have the Jordan 1 Shadow 2.0s that dropped today, May 15th, on Footsites, Shopify, Finish Line, JD Sports, so on and so forth. As you guys know, my main attack for this release was Footsites. Unfortunately, I did not go for a Shopify, which I should have, but I just decided not to. I couldn't tell you why. I just didn't set up for it. So as you guys can tell, well, actually no, I take that back, you can't tell. I was running 2 separate bots. One of them was on screen, one of them was off screen. I have Prism right here on screen, and I had WhatBot on another screen. What you guys don't know is mid-video I decided to switch the 2 out. I put Prism off screen and put WhatBot on screen because while I was running, first off, let me say this. I don't know if this drop was hard or tremendous for you guys, but this drop was a fat headache for me. And I say that because I had so many errors with proxies and things of that nature that, now granted, you get a lot of errors with Footsites anyways, but it's just so what's the word? Well, I don't know. It's just so annoying to look at and just to see all of the errors just going on as the release goes on and you don't hit anything, and the release is just going on and on and on and on and on, and your webhook is dry and empty, and you're like, what do I do? Now for me, I think I'm gonna have to switch some things up because my PC at its current state can only handle so many tasks when I'm running any bot locally. So I'm gonna have to see about not necessarily upgrading my PC pretty soon, but I'm gonna definitely have to overhaul some things and change some things around to make it more efficient like it usually is. Because I don't know if you guys know this, but well, no, pretty sure you don't know this, but the performance of my PC has sort of been degraded. So now I have to work on getting it back up to par again, especially if I'm gonna continue running locally. Now granted, if I was on a server, there would be no problems at all, but since I prioritize running locally over anything else, it's definitely in my best interest to make sure everything is up to standard so I can actually hit. So as the release is going on, nothing is happening on Prism for me so far, unfortunately. Granted, overall Prism did great on the release. It's just like I said, my setup and how I have things set up on my computer, I wasn't able to really get the best out of Prism just for my setup in particular. So I had WhatBot put on a server and I was just letting that run, and I was letting it run as I saw Prism wasn't having any checkouts or anything at the moment, and I got some Discord notifications that I hit 2 with WhatBot, and they were both GS sizes. So I was like, oh sweet, cool, let's go. I hit something. So I'm still running. Hopefully I'll hit something. Tell me why those 2 GS sizes at 10:12 and 10:13 a.m. were the only things I ever hit for the entire drop. Yes, that's about it. But you know, I can't really complain though. The important thing is that they both stuck, which I'm very, very happy about. I ended up hitting 2 size 7s. I wish I could have hit a lot more. That was my initial goal, but I gotta go back to the drawing board with my setup and optimizing my PC to make sure everything is more smooth and there are no hiccups to be experienced next time. Overall, the bots I was using, both bots had a lot of success. So like I said, a lot of the times, if you're not having any success with your bot, and when you see everyone else is hitting multiples on top of multiples on top of multiples and you hit nothing, 9 times out of 10 it's your setup. So I'm gonna go back, see what I can fix on my setup, and hopefully we'll have some notable changes for the next release. But yeah, you guys, that's how the main event goes. I guess I barely just got by with 2 pair. I was trying to do some serious damage, but it doesn't go that way all the time, unfortunately. But the important thing is, there is another day, there's another dollar, there are plenty of releases always. So until next time, you guys, which will be very, very soon, thank you guys for watching. If you made it past this point in the video, I will see you guys for I don't know, maybe a tutorial or another story where I tell you guys a little bit about myself. Not completely sure yet, but whatever it is, I will see you guys soon. Man, whenever you're watching this video, make sure you're having a good night, day, evening, and I will see you guys next time. Deuces.